Peace family, we back again, you know what I'm saying, with a new video in which I want to talk to you guys concerning what we have been expanding, you know what I'm saying, and how that the AI, you know, is not going to serve you, okay, because it lies and it's complicit and in this deceiving you about the false history, you know what I'm saying? Because I've done these videos and I explained to you guys what was going on in I-656 year, you know what I'm saying? The alien invasion and the wars of the medieval wars, you know what I'm saying? That you've been doped about the medieval wars and what they all about, and how they were nothing but a reset, you know what I'm saying? The same stories, the fake history they gave you. They tell you, oh, it was about economic disturbance, it was economic wars going on and feudalists and you know, it's not all the BS, people. It's not that, because I've done a search and the AI is telling me that you know, because I asked him to tell me about the year I-656 alien invasion, and I got this answer saying that I'm sorry, but the search results do not provide any information about an alien invasion in the year. But notice, he answered me back in the year 1656. The search results include information about alien invasions, science fiction movies and TV shows, predictions of apocalyptic events, and the invasion of oceanic islands by the alien planets, but none of them are related to alien invasion in the year 1656. So they got it all upside down and telling you that he doesn't know nothing about no alien invasion during the medieval wars or nothing, people. That's why I told you it's a simulation, and simulation is telling you whatever the hell they want, what is in the script. All this AI is just going to repeat the script. He works for Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? I explained to you, he works for, he's sending all the information to you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and what were the so-called medieval wars all about? And he told me that medieval wars were fought for various reasons, including economic financial crisis. Some historians argue, you're gonna have historians, people, arguing that the wars were caused by economic and financial crisis in the ranks of the nobility. Feudal concerns, the common belief is that the medieval wars were always motivated by feudal concerns, such as the desire to expand territories and or protect one's own lands. All a BS, people. All a BS now that they're giving you. Religious convictions, religion played a big part in the medieval world, such as Muslim conquests of the 7th century and the Christian Crusades of the 12th century. I'm going to explain to you guys what they're talking about, these so-called crusades, and when they came to take place and why. You understand that? Crusades is not what you think. These crusades were post the aliens destroying the ancient civilizations. They left their seeds and they created this opposite charge of different religion like Islam and Christianity to go around to clean up the people that they didn't get during the smoke. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to now start these wars to get everybody that they come across to worship this new god that resetted them. Yeah. And you know that even the so-called Muslim people before, they were not doing no damn Muslim nothing. They had their own pagan traditions. They were not doing none of that. When these guys came in a spaceship that they lying to you, it never happened. Yeah, he gave them this new leadership. They gave them the books. He told them to go around and hand everybody to this religion. And if you don't, then you know they're gonna hang you. You're supposed to die in a reset. If you don't want to do the new order, that's the new road order. They start with the religion, and they created this religion and told them to go around and hand everybody else that don't comply, take them out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had to subordinate to this new order that these aliens left to them. But the AI is there, and they're not going to tell you what happened back then. They're just going to tell you that the medieval wars was some they were using all these weapons. Yeah, I'm going to get there. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still even reading this. It says raiding. One common tactic used in medieval warfare was raiding. This benefited the attacking army by providing new supplies and wealth while damaging the target's resources. So after these aliens came and did the aerial attacks, you know, the heaven smokes and burned all the big buildings and killed a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And anybody who didn't die, you know what I'm saying, they formulate these ground troops in the form of a religion and told them to go around and do these wars of conquest to make sure that they come across all these people that, you know, were anti-reset and were not dealing with no alien religion, and make them subordinate to their new world order that they were building since then. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that the story is triggered. They tricked you, yeah, and they gave you something else, and hiding something else, because you know they gotta give you a new paradigm, a new reality, a new simulation. Yeah, and they never ever tell you the reasons of these medieval wars. They give you phony answers like medieval wars were fought for a variety of reasons. Yeah, including economic, political, religious, and territorial concerns. No, there was no religious before that. They bought the religious from the aliens. And after the aliens have destroyed everything, they gave them the religious to go around and ground troops as religious. Make sure that, you know, there's nobody hiding in some hole that don't worship them. The emergence of new technologies, fortifications, and weapons also played a significant role in shaping the character of warfare in the Middle Ages. It's all a BS, people. They're not going to tell you that the aliens invaded you. They're going to tell you bullshits like the invasion was to do with some economical, religious instability. Can you believe that? But that's what they do you. They tell you lies. You know what I'm saying? If you ask the AI what type of weapons were used during this so-called medieval warfare, it's going to lie again. Yeah, it's going to tell you they were using swords, they were using daggers, they were using bows and arrows, they were using spears. Yo, they were using polyarms, whatever that is, but I'm telling you, it's all primitive weapons, maces and clubs, axes, longbows, siege weapons. Yeah, it's all BS, people. All Neanderthal weapons that they tell you that this medieval war was all about, and they were using these Neanderthal weapons, and it caused all the darkness, people. It caused the whole darkness. They claim that there was this dark period in the so-called human history, yeah, and it was because they were using these primitive weapons and resetting the world. Are you kidding me, right? Hell no, they had AIs, they had flying ships, they have flying boats, they have an army of alien ships coming in, yeah? They had all types of mass destruction weapons, and this search AI is telling you that they were using these damn primitive weapons in that year, people. Can you believe that? They're using primitive weapons to do a major reset. Can you believe that? Could you do that today? Kill millions of people using bows and arrows and swords, and you can reset the whole world. Can you believe that? If you believe that, they got you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you guys need to think about the stuff that you believe, because it's all a belief system, just like the religion they gave you. It came in the same package, and the religion took over your mind. That's why you can't think clear about what the bullshit that these guys are selling on us. Yeah, and I'm telling you that because you have to understand where the religion is coming from. Yeah, the aliens planted their prophets. When they tell you, oh, Moses, Muhammad, we have all, whatever prophet they tell you, the aliens planted them, and the stories is always the same. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the mountain, he stays there for 40 days. Yeah, and he's there talking to the aliens. Jesus went there talking to the aliens in the mountain as well, and claim he saw Elijah, and the other one is talking to aliens. It's not that. So they put these seeds, the aliens put that seed in here, and they become the leaders of these people, and they tell them what to do. They gave them the religion, and then they report to the aliens, the master beast, like Jesus or the prophets like Moses. You know, these are the ones that can speak to the aliens directly. Yeah, and they tell you the aliens is God, is Moses. You know, he can smoke you because they have. Imagine how they kept all these people in a primitive state after all these wars. Yeah, they're using high technology. They came from a high technology civilization into a basic into this ignorant population you have now after the resets, that were in Iran, were terrified about. Imagine you lived that time and you saw them blowing up all these massive buildings, blowing up your friends, blowing up anything they saw, and you hide and they didn't get you, and next minute they got these guys, they left some of their seeds in there, make an army and go around hunting everybody to that religion, and told them you gotta serve us in the form of a religion, or we're gonna do you right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you all that bullshit that the AI is telling me in the search engine. It's telling me a lot of bullshit. Yeah, it's the most accurate of information I can get in there, and that's what it's telling me. That motherfuckers were using basic weapons like knives and swords. Yeah, and all of that caused all the reset. That's what they're talking about. You know, to lie to you, and then they talk you even in Portugal. If you study, they tell you the year 600 that there was this plague, this, was it Black Death? Yeah. This is what they do today. And there was people dying. It was AI. Yeah, it was the bots. It was the Jews. How do you think all these people, I want you guys to go back, when they tell you about the Black Death. Yeah, hold on, let me even put a search there about so-called Black Death. And how many people, no, let's ask him the origins of Black Death. What were the origins, right, of Black Death? Well, you're going to find out. They're going to lie again. I'm going to have to put Black Death in the medieval, during medieval times, and see what he will tell you. More lies. You know what I'm saying? Because, hold on, the Black Death was a devastating pandemic, people, that ravaged medieval Europe in the year 1347 to 1352, killing an estimate of 25 to 30 million people. The disease was caused by, look what they tell you now, a bacterium called Yersinia pestis, and was carried by fleas on rodents, although recent studies suggest that human parasites like lice may be the carriers. The origins of Black Death can be traced back to Central Asia, where it was taken to the Crimea by Mongol warriors and traders. The plague then entered Europe, like it's not what they do today. It always comes from China, and then he enters Europe, and then he enters Africa, and enters everywhere else. It's the same game they were playing, people. Yeah, it's the same Jews. They took Jews, I'm telling you. Perhaps carried by a rat. That's all bullshit that they added. That the rats were so many. There were so many rats that it contaminated 30 million people. Can you believe that? Get out of here with that bullshit. And the rats, human parasites via trading ships sailing from the Black Sea. The pandemic had a profound demographic and socio-economic impact in all affected areas, with up to 60% of the Western Eurasian population claimed by the disease over its 8-year course. The feudal system was damaged. 8 years, people. What type of shit? 8 years this pandemic was going on. They took the Jews, and the unquestioned belief in the supremacy of the Catholic Church, you see that, was destroyed. The origins of Black Death have been a topic of continuous investigation. You see that? They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you that they juiced them. That's why it's going to tell you the origins of the Black Death have been a topic of continuous investigation. And recent research suggests that the disease originated in Central Eurasia in the early 14th century. See, they won't tell you the truth. They leave you hanging. You see that? They will not tell you the truth. They leave you hanging in the air. It's the belief system. Because he's lying his ass that he doesn't know where the Black Death came from. But it kills millions and millions and millions of people. Kills the whole world. The motherfucker telling you that he were rats that was spreading it. See that? It's all a BS they sell you. Yeah. It was all a plan, and they were resetting them. That's why that epidemic, that pandemic went all over the world and killed billions and millions and millions of people. And they were blaming, they said the Catholic Church went down that time because they probably were behind that crap. And stop it. Don't feel surprised if they were going around and giving people some juice for the redemption of sins. And next minute, you got that shit going down. And stand up. Yeah. So, I told you guys, since they lied to you about everything, you need to keep your mind open. And you need to think through all these things and see to them what they mean and what they are. Because as you can see, they're lying about the Black Death. It was they pretend they don't know where it came from, how it traveled, how they were getting contaminated. They're not explaining that to you. They're telling you, oh, some rats, it was dirt. And then they're telling you that in 1665, they were basically savages. And that they were having these medieval wars, but you know they were all basic. You know, they were using primitive weapons like sword, like arrows, knives. Are you kidding me, right? Off the whole light for that period. They shut down the internet. They shut down everything, and there was just worse. And next minute you come up with that new setup, and you claim all the story. You claim you've been conquering all of that with your sword. You conquered the whole entire world that was before you and had bigger technology than you, and you conquered it with your little sword. How can you explain that if you are not a lab subject? You can't go to this. It's not that. Once you examine the history they gave you and examine who you are and what you know, you're going to see this discrepancy that you have no connection to these motherfuckers, man. And what was happening before, you have no connection with that. You can't beat the civilization that was back there. You can't win Maggedon, yeah, using swords and knives and arrows. You understand that? You don't come out of Maggedon and then that's the best weapons that you have. No, they did away and then they dump you down. You are down seed. You know what I'm saying? And they gave them your seed to wheel you up in this new role, only like that, to be a dumb, so they don't have to worry, make war with you again, because I don't think they even made war with the previous civilization. They just came and smoked them. They probably even didn't know that this was going to happen. They showed they were fighting back. They were big words, and they were fighting back. Yeah, but you're talking about a word that is not the type of word that you know. It's a word coming from another place, yeah, from another world that lives here in the other side of the earth, and they win that word and they subjugate everybody here and they rule here. That's what's going on, I see. Yeah, because you cannot have all that technology you had previous to the. Come on, man, we see them, they could fly and everything, you know what I'm saying? They had like, high tech people. Yeah. and next minute you using swords and going around the road. You got this population that come around with a religion and have swords and going around the road and trying to convert everybody else. And nobody had no weapons of any type left because they destroyed everything. They made sure nothing was left. That's why they had AI informing them about all the sources, and they smoke all the sources. So when they did it, there was nothing left. The people left, they didn't have nothing. And by the time they died, and by the time these wars took place, and many of them died in these wars, I mean, oldest ones that knew about the previous world, by the time they died, you only have these people that now run around with primitive weapons, like sword, and then later they gave them gunpowder. They had this stuff since, of course, they keep them in the lab. They cannot tell them everything. You know what I'm saying? So they put together these very primitive populations and set them all apart in some type of battery charge, and they fight each other, and they just you know exploit them and live on them. But they don't know no high technology. They don't know what the ancestors were, the level the ancestors were, or nothing. They were reduced into these hybrids that we see today, that they keep giving them juice and they keep obeying, and they don't know nothing really around them or nothing. They just live in a la la land, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep talking these things, keep you guys thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? And once you come to a lot of truth, man, even if, I don't care about exposing this. All these niggers don't make no sense to me no more. You know what I'm saying? All these niggers trying to be religio, they're just ignorant. Okay? Just ignorant as hell, and they're going to use you for what they created you for, because they created you. They created you to be a religio. They gave you all these primitive weapons, and they made you wait and hope for the entities that are coming from the other side to save you. Don't hope for yourself. Don't have no hope for yourself, because you can't do nothing. That's what they told you. You got a flu, you gotta take the juice. You don't know how to put lemon and honey or something together and kill that flu. I'm not going to tell you to eat honey, because I already told you honey is another problem. But you can have lemon and peppermint or any other herb that kills, any flu. So why the hell you need to go to an entity to juice you? It's because you are in the lab. Why you don't even think about that? It's because they own your brain. Okay? So when I see them, and I know these dudes, they all sleep. That's why they spend their lives year after year still thinking about the same thing. Yeah, they don't come to no conclusion of nothing. They can't see it because they can't see it. They can't see what's going on. So they trapped inside the cube, and they just talk about the things that are inside the cube, which is what? The religion they gave them, the belief system they gave them, the money they gave them. They don't know nothing outside of that. They can't think about history truly, how, what trickery is being played. When you become a man and start asking serious questions, you're going to find out that these motherfuckers lied all the way, and then telling you that they fuck the Black Death came from. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? All the stuff in the back, in the past, and I told you, they put they gave you 1,000 years on top of all the bullshit to confuse you, and then they changed all the stuff all of a sudden. From high tech, you became primitive. How do you explain that? These motherfuckers back there had robots, they had robots playing, they had AI, they have everything. Yeah? They had Google Maps, they have everything. Next minute, you out here playing in the dirt with swords, sweating around, Yeah, running in hearses and mules, building churches, going around telling people you gotta protect your land. That's why you're invading other people's lands and fighting them, and trying to impose your religion everywhere you go with your little sword. Yeah. What happened to your technology before? They planted you here with a little sword and took all the knowledge out of you, took all the technology out of you. Even Yahweh tells in his book. He took the tree of knowledge away from them. You like that? Yeah, it's what I'm telling you. They created the whole scenario and the whole simulation. And that simulation I've been breaking to you. How long is this going? Yeah, I'm breaking down to you that this is a massive simulation they created to destroy you. Yeah, well, you already been destroyed. You're not even in a condition. You're not even in place to fight them. When it comes to weapons, you only have these primitive weapons that they gave you. Now you have some a little bit bigger weapons, but they're still primitive compared with what these entities have in the other side and what they can do. Your weapons are primitive. Understand that? And besides that, you're not even united. Divided you in subgroups and subgroups and subgroups for study, scientific labs and studies. Yeah, they study your ability to anything, and they make sure that you're not getting smarter. You're not going to outsmart them. You're not coming for them. That's why they gotta keep juicing you. Your son is gotta be dumber than you. You know. So, thinking about all these things, people. I want you to think about all these things and teach your kids the right things. It's not a telling you fire was they were using fire in the medieval warfare, and claim that they were using this fire, but using these primitive weapons like cannons and caltrops. Yeah, all that crap that don't mean nothing, and you could not take the road using that primitive weapon. You know what I'm saying? So, the ancestors, they were like Genghis Khan, and all these guys had flying around in the carpet and everything, flying carpet and everything, or high technology. Next minute, you got these clowns with swords talking about religion, because they've been all, reset by the outside entities that gave them this Jesus religion and told them to go around and hustle everybody and create this new world order that, everybody worship them. Made them primitive and everything. It's sad, people. The most important thing is that you know these things, because if you live all your life and don't even know this, your life was in vain. Understand that? That's what I think about all the people that live and don't even know about this. Their life is in vain, because all their dreams, it's all a simulation. It's all, all exists in that whatever they think, but it's not real. It's not what it is. Okay? So you can compare the old world. What I want you to get in this film is that when you compare the old world with the new world order, you're going to find out that the old world had higher technology, they had higher standards of living, They were not living like you do today. People had space to build things. Yeah, you see, people had space to build massive houses. Your imagination was limited. You were free, and they were doing things that super, magnificent. Now, after this reset, you became like they call you, the monkey. Yeah, the caveman, because they made you a caveman. They made you, they dumbed you down, and they brought you down into primitive state. And thunder, they put you really, really down into a primitive state of existence and made you a servant forever. That's what's going on in this realm. They all servants to another realm outside of here. And that another realm comes around, do whatever the hell they want here. They have leaders here, they have Nefis everywhere, controlling all the gates, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately they have this God Yahweh, which is an alien, and Jesus, all of them that they're waiting for, this coming in this spaceship to smoke them for their sins. You know what I'm saying? You have a funny way to make them believe that they're going to die for their own sins. Not because of what he wants to do. No, you're going to die because of your sins. You believe in them. They fucked with your mind so much that you believe that you're in this situation because of your sins. But no, you're not going to see that it's this alien creature that is destroying you, because it took your soul. You can't think now. Yeah, you out of your mind. You think that they are gods over you, and they are, because they control you, all your being. They control your soul, they control your mind, they control your body by even juicing you. So, you know what I'm saying? So they are your God in fact, and you serve them in fact. And I want you to know that you are super primitive compared to these people. And on top of that, you want to be dumb. You don't want to think, and you want to stay just inside the simulation, thinking this is bullshit that they gave you, like this medieval history they gave you, changing the damn year and everything to 1000, yeah, and telling you that you were primitive people. 1000 years ago, you were primitive. How old is the earth? And 1000 years, you were still using swords. You were still using very basic means of war, like really basic stuff that are nothing advanced about it. Yeah, it's all a BS, people. But I told you they had this black death that they were resetting the people with. You know what I'm saying? Juicing the leftovers. Or was it before they smoked them? I think the juice was after. It was already when the Arabs and all these guys were out there praising their religion and conquering lands and taking people down, and even their own people that didn't sign up, they were killing them. Everybody gotta worship that entity from outside. That isn't their religion. That was the deal that they had to do. That's what they did. That's what you have today. Okay, a very dim existence that is being dumbed down. The earth is being dumbed down, and everything is being dumbed down. Life is being shortened. It's not a, many animals and all disappeared, being killed, being reset, nowhere to find. Maybe in the other side of here, but not here. If there is any remains of these nice, beautiful birds that used to be around here, they all gone, people. Even butterflies, you can't find them no more. It's like, if you find one, you're lucky. You feel like you're lucky there now, because you saw a butterfly. The chemicals everywhere, they reset them. Like they're resetting you. Yeah, and all I want you to think about is that the fake history they gave you, check about this black death, and how they is the same thing they're doing today. Okay, they I'm telling you, they juiced them, and next minute 35 million, well, they tell you 35 million, but it could be 350 million that died with the bullshit. They're always going to tell you less, you know what I'm saying? So, and even if they tell you 35 million, at that time, that, well, that you claim was primitive, is a lot of people. Don't you think that? So it's not something that come out of nature and then just do that. This is some organized shit, just like the Jews. So they had to be doing the Jews. That's all, man. I'm gonna stop this video because it's getting long, and I want you to stay awake, man. Yeah, don't be afraid of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Life is to enjoy. You're supposed to enjoy your life, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's that, man. But you need to know what's going on. It doesn't matter what happens. The most important thing, one of the most important things, is that you need to know what the truth is. If you're living in a simulation, you're not even alive. Okay? You are a program. You understand that? You're not alive. You're a dead entity. That's all, man. I love you all. Keep the instructions. Peace.